Hello, hello, this is RexRed. I am back with another exciting, fun tutorial on EZ3DTV. We are branching out today. We are working with a program called EmberGen, and we have a little bit of polka music to start this off with and get us all in the right mood, okay? Okay, so this is what you're seeing on your screen, this fiery torus it is, with a smoke coming out of it. This is how EmberGen, and this is EmberGen. This is all one word, and what we're seeing is it's going through an animation. So this is actually animating. So we'll move some of this stuff out of the way, and I think I'll put this over here if I can be careful not to ruin my pottery here. So, okay, this is EmberGen. So what I'm planning to do, now this makes the second time that I have used EmberGen. But the first time I used it for about 8 hours. So I really kind of, that's about like, if I'm going to be able to learn a program, it's usually like, it takes me about 8 hours and I can pretty much learn it inside and out, or not. And in this particular case, I have been able to kind of pick it up quickly. It looks like the kind of thing that's really complicated, but it's not too bad. Okay, so we are hoping we get some people in here into our tutorial to enjoy this tutorial. Just making sure my pause works. Okay, so what I think we're going to do is we're going to switch this to we'll switch this torus to a sphere. And this says primitive shape. Well, this is where you pick the shape of what you're going to use. And I think we'll use a sphere. So, yeah, forces. And we go in here to force point, and we pick the kind of force point we want. And so this is where it gets kind of complicated. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of, hello, welcome. This is EmberGen. We've got a really fun tutorial for you today. And this is, we're going to work, and I am going to help you. Oh, so they left. I guess maybe they left. We're going to create a VDB, and then we're going to export it out of EmberGen. Along the way, we might make an animation. We'll export it out of EmberGen and into our. So we want this in the center. I assume that is right dead in the center as well. Yeah, there we go. It is. It's right in the center of our sphere. So I am not certain if this is going to work or not. So we're going to now create a repel strength. But what we have to do is forces. I guess this would be in force, gravity multiplier, and we're going to set that to 0. Okay, and so what that does is the smoke doesn't necessarily rise anymore. This took me like a long time to figure this out. It's like, where is gravity? Okay, so now we don't have any wind. We don't have anything. As you can see, it's just moving around, kind of moseying around up and down. It's like the sun. It doesn't have anything pulling or pushing at it. It's just going at its own merry little way. So now when we do this repel strength, okay, we bring this repel up. Nothing happens. That's what it's supposed to happen, but okay. Why isn't repel? Oh, because maybe we don't have it turned. Well, we have it turned on. It may not repel because it's in the center here. Okay, so yeah, it won't repel from within because it's inside of a solid. So you see, we can push this whatever way we want to push it. So if we change our primitive to shape, to what other shapes do we have? A tube. Let's rounded box. What is that? Okay. It's a cube. Ellipsoid. What is this? Okay. That's still not really doing what. It seems the only thing I can use is a torus. And when I use a torus and I go here to this force additional pressure rate. Ooh. Okay, so let's get rid of the fire. So all we have is smoke. I want to work with smoke. So we're going to go here to simulation size. This would be emitter. And we go here to emission, I think it is. And the fuel rate, we bring that down to 0. And suddenly all the gas burns out. And all we have left is smoke. Okay. Now when I hit the B key, it shows this box, and it reveals that we are inside of a box. Okay, and so that is this simulation part. So we can go and change, not the voxel count. I believe that's the simulation part. Yes, it is. So when we go X, we go like 300, and we go Y 300. Then we have a larger box, but we have to apply it. And so literally the box now is so big you can barely tell. And because I have 23090s, thank you for the like. Somebody, you're not very interested in what I'm doing, but liked it anyway. What a sweetheart. So thank you very kindly. So now we have this beautiful, beautiful exhaust coming out of this. But what I think is happening is it's hitting the bottom. And so what we will do, I think I want to do something different here. So let's click on our primitive shape. Let's click on rotate. And let's rotate this like this. Archie! I am still a Daz kind of guy. So this is all leading us, and welcome to this tutorial. This is, okay, rotation, we're looking for 90. This is all so that we can take and bring this into Daz Studio. So that's what we're doing. So now this is only going up because I moved it up, and so the force of moving it up pushed it up. It's also going up because my force point here is down below it. So if I put my force point inside of the Bezier, inside of the, okay, now it's going to push everything out. And let's see if we are actually in the center. So yeah, this is when you turn the fire off here, what you end up with is a VDB. So if I take this primitive and copy it and paste it, where's paste? Okay, paste. We put another primitive here and we drag this down into here. Then we take this primitive here and rotate it this way. I think what we're going to, okay, and that's going to be 90 degrees. X would be minus 90. Okay, so what we have now is this three-dimensional smoke thing. Okay, and it's all being pushed out very gently by this force point. It's a repel point, and it's repelling out of that point. So yeah, this is fun stuff. So if I select these both, I think I can move them together. Possibly no. So I think I'm too low here in my, because it's still clipping on the bottom. So if we go like this, we can see we don't have much room on the top as well, but let's go, we can only do one at a time, I guess. So we will, Z, in this program, Z is up and down, and X and Y is across and in, I guess, and Z is up and down. So we're at 10, so let's go 12. And then let's click on this other one and go here in 12. And now maybe we're not clipping as much. We're still clipping maybe. Let's go 14, try 14. And we'll clip on the other one. And we'll go here. I mean, this can be taken into games, but my idea is make something, so now it's all moving up because my force point is still, so I think if I take and set this Z for the force point at 14, it will put it right in the center. And there we go. Now it's pushing this smoke out in equally in all directions. So we can make the strength a little bit stronger. So this is what I would call a poof. A poof, not a poof. A poof. It's a little different pronunciation. A poof of smoke, okay? We'll bring it down a little bit. Let's restart it. So what we do, welcome, Archie Arc. Archie Arc. Welcome, welcome. We are working with 3D. We are working with 3D smoke. As you can see, we have this interesting kind of thing going on. And do you know, I was just thinking, and something's wrong because my force point, it seems as though it's not in the center, or it's like pushing down more. Let's simulation forces. This is force. Gravity is at 0. Fuel weight. Buoyancy is 50. What if we do 0 on the 50 on buoyancy and see what happens. See, it still seems like it's going down more. Like there's still some kind of gravity here. And I'm not sure why. But it's kind of okay. But what I can do... Yes, it is. And so this is 3D, again, another kind of 3D art. And this is all kind of new art. And so we're going to block it from Z ground. So if we go into this Z ground, this would be mask, turbulence, shredding. So we can add a little bit of wind chaos to it, maybe. No, that doesn't seem to be doing anything. Some of these, I have a feeling, only work on the fire part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to export this smoke out and bring this into Daz Studio. And then I have this smoke in one of my scenes, one of my 3D scenes. And so in this program, I can create the smoke. And the only problem I'm seeing with this is the smoke. I'm not liking the way... What if we upscale this at 2x? Okay. So I think what we do is we let this sort of come out like this. Until we like what we see. And then we stop it. And so now we're at frame 241. So let's take this and create this, export VDB. And we go here and we say the file path. It's going to be EmberGen, and this is going to be POUF, poof. It's going to be our poof. And then we want frame 241. And number of frames, we just want one frame. And we're going to export this so that it has this Z up. It's going to be Y up left-handed. Okay, and then we go up here and we export now. And it's going to export. Yes, this I could also animate this and turn this. What you do is you just make this little center thing disappear. Plus this program, I can light this. I can add all kinds magic. So you going into this whole thing about gaming and stuff. This is exactly where all the explosions, all the little torch fires, and all the things, they're not necessarily all made here, but now more increasingly, because this program makes it so easy to make smoke and fire, you have this really massive kind of thing happening here. So now we can open Daz Studio. And let's see what we have here. And let's create a new cube. Accept. Where's the cube? Let's go here and see. It's very tiny, I think. And so we're going to take this cube, and if we zoom down in on the cube, I think we zoom way in here, we'll see a little cube here. It's very, very, very tiny here, cube. So, but let's see what happens when we, now we're going to go into here and into the content library, go to categories, RexRed, and we go to surfaces. We click on the cube, we click on the surface, click on the cube here, and boom, we add this to this, and now we can add, browse, and find our volume file, which is here, and find our poof file. And then when we take our cube and we scale it up more, like this, and we bring this up like that, we go into Iray, do we see, okay, there may not be, let's turn this, I don't see it, I don't see it. Okay, we might need to add more geometry to it. Let's go to more density. So let's add some density to this, which would be about 200. And still no poof. Why no poof? That's the environment. What's going on in our environment? Draw a dome on. Okay, let's make this okay, I don't see it here. Well, let's load a different one, and maybe something, I did something wrong here. So let's load a different map in here. Just something else. Browse. Smoke. Okay, well, that seems to be working. So what did I do wrong? Let's go back here. Volume, VDB. Okay, we don't want to export fuel. So that's okay, it says something like upscale velocity. Okay, export density 241, frame number 241. Let's try this again. Overwrite. Yes, that's it. It's a magic poof. We're going to have a poof. So this should be here if it works. So let's see. It looks like we have something here. Maybe I made this cube too small. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our scene, our environment here, and we're going to go to backdrop and make it black, because this will show up on a black background better. But then we do have to add a light, a spotlight to our scene. So go to the spotlight and zoom out and up. Welcome, people. We are working with EmberGen today. We are creating VDBs. We may even be able to make a, so I have to put some kind of cube in here, and let's go with this cube, and let's instead go with a 0.1 cube and see how big that is. Okay, I don't see the cube, but maybe it's here. Scene, cube. Yeah, it is. It does appear to be here. Let's just call it, let's make a 1 cube, just 1. It's 1 size instead of 0.1 meters is 1 meter size cube. I know this is too big, so we'll go okay, we'll go, I know that is too big, so we're going to go with size 0.5. No, I think I made it 50. Let's see, 0.5. Okay, so now we select the cube, select it here on surfaces, select it here, and run this simulation on it. Then we come into here and pick a volume file, browse. We go back into here, EmberGen, and there's our poof. And let's see what we have here. Okay, I see something in there. Okay, something is in there. So we're going to scale this cube up more. We're going to scale it to like, where is our scale? So we're at 100%, so we'll go 800. Okay, there is our poof. Okay, and when we move this around a little bit, we can see it's in there. It's not, see, I haven't learned how to put it in the center yet, or put it on the right where I want it yet, but it's there, and it doesn't look like it's being compromised by the box shape. So we could make this like red. Okay, and let's take our spotlight now and just give it a little bit more power so it illuminates it a little more. Let's go 5 here, or another, and a 2 maybe. Okay, and let's bring this up and shine it on that a little better, and a little more. And then we take our box here, our cube, and we'll go up even more. We'll go okay, 1,200, 1,900. Okay, 2,005%. Okay, look at what we have, people, here. Now look at what we have. We have this beautiful poof in Daz. Now, isn't that amazing? Save this. Poof. Okay, this is our red poof. So, and when we zoom around this box here, we can see that this is completely three-dimensional. A red poof. It's spelled P-O-U-F. That kind of poof. It's a red poof. Very funny, Arc Fury. Very funny. So this is beautiful. So it gives us this massive. So what we're going to do is we'll turn this poof back to white. And then let's put some lights and point lights inside. Let's put this point light inside. And let's make this point light blue. But we're going to give it some color. Okay, and we'll put this one down here. And then we copy this point light, edit, duplicate. We put this one over here. And we bring this one here. And we go to here. We make this one green. And then we copy this. That's a little bit strong, but let's move it into a place maybe where it doesn't matter as much. Okay, let's bring that one down. The lighter they are, the brighter they're, the more intense. The darker the color, the more the color will absorb. And so we're going to go to 4 here for that one. And the blue one, we could give this one a little bit more light. Point light down here to 4. Okay, and then we copy this, edit, duplicate. We bring this one up. And here, over here, and we make this one red. And then we copy this, edit, duplicate. We bring this up here. And copy this. We make this one yellow. Yellow. Okay. And that's too much yellow. So what we're going to do, because I told you the lighter the color, the more it absorbs. So we're going to take this down and make that 4. Okay, and let's move it to a place where it seems to be a little happier. Okay, so now we can take these point lights. We can go into their display, and I think we can hide them. Okay. All right. So now we have some color here going on. And in our thing here, let's go from the front here. Yeah, there's so much you can do with this, with these lights and with adding these lights into it to give it character. And I think the red one could be a little brighter, and the blue could be brighter, and the other one, we'll see. Lumens, let's make this a 9. And the yellow one, let's make it a deeper yellow. Like, well, I don't think there's much deeper than what we have here. And the green one is where? That's the green one. What about a darker green? And the yellow one could be maybe an orange. Those are very nice hearts. Thank you very much, Arc Fury, for the hearts. Very thoughtful and kind. Thank you. They are very much appreciated. Put a 5 here. How about a 2? How about just making that a 9? Okay, so let's see what happens now when we see. So now, since this is in Daz Studio, I could have a person walking out of this, you see, or standing in here. Let's put a person in there because, you know, it's no longer here and in this. So we're going to save this scene and close it so it doesn't take up any room. Poof. Okay. So we can close that, and if we need to open it again, we can. So we'll go into default, saved figures, and let's yes, let's bring a person in. Right. So this is why we bring it into Daz. So let's bring a person in. And then we'll make this all kind of fit that scene with a person in it. And I think if I put these lights in, I don't know, maybe instead of being in the fog, put it behind it and have them cast at it, or if I use a spotlight and point colors at it instead, we can do other things, because I'm not really happy with this, with these. If I made them much tinier maybe and put all kinds of them in, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly, but I'm not really happy with the way this is lighting them. Maybe I'm not lighting it very artistically or thinking about it like maybe one in the puffy cloud parts, and I'm just kind of sticking them in, and they don't seem to be doing. The red one did. Now we turn, okay, turn the spot. I think I have a spotlight on. And maybe if we turn the maybe the spotlight is offsetting what these little lights are trying to do. So we'll see. We have to wait until the person comes in. I think he's going to be gigantic, but I'm not sure. We'll see. I did make the poof really big, though, so it's a big poof. So, so we have to wait until our Genesis 8.1 character comes into the scene. What's nice about this is that this poof is really huge, so we don't really need it that big. Now, what happens when we turn off the spotlight? Okay, that didn't seem to do anything. It's almost like I had the spotlight already turned down quite a bit. So what we do is, I think now the cube is too big. Now that we know how big a person is, we don't need this as big, okay? So we can take we can go into save changes. What did I just cancel? Okay, I didn't want to close the scene. Okay, so what we're going to do is take this cube now and make it smaller. We have it scaled. So let's go to 1000, 1000, and see how big that is now. Let's see in Iray. You can't see the poof except in Iray. So I think it's just a little too small now. So what we do, maybe, let's see if it's like an aura. But I think it's got to be bigger. So we go 1,300%, 1,800. Okay, and we bring this like that. And I don't think my lights are moving with it. So, but that looks kind of cool. Now let's go with the cube. Go Z. No, I didn't want to edit. Undo rotate Z translate. And move it back a little more. So he's not in it right now. Now, okay, so now our point lights are out of place. So let's move this down and in. Okay, this isn't actually in. Okay, let's just move them into place, and then this is the yellow one, I think. I'm not sure which one that is. This is the blue one. Yes, it is. And this is the red one. Let's bring that over down and in. And now that we have them pretty close to where we want them, we can take and put them all into a group. Point lights. Point lights. And now we can move them back. Now that they're all in one group, we can move them all together and move them back and into the poof. Maybe even behind it. So, point lights, I think we need them in it because if they're behind it, they're just like really bright. Let's look at it from the top. Okay, I'm looking from the spotlight. Let's look from the perspective view and get our perspective view correct here. Front. Okay. Very cool. So the lights, since we made the poof smaller, the lights need to be smaller, less intense. So we have to do that one by one. So let's go here and make them like lumens. Let's go 9,000. I kind of know about what they should be. And 9,000. Okay. Well, actually, they don't have much luminance at all now. So, okay. I brought them way down. I kind of didn't know what they needed to be. Let's see what. Well, you see, he is normal size, okay? See, he is not miniature, okay? That's why I brought him into the scene, so that I would know the size of everything else. He is supposed to be like these little squares on the ground, they're meters, okay? I know what you mean, because it seems as the illusion was everything was big, but you see, I haven't resized him, okay? When I put him in, and these little squares on the ground, those are meters, so he is actually supposed to be the average size of a human according to the coordinates of this world, okay? So that's why you want to always bring a figure into the scene, because it tells you, oh, that's how big my poof is, you know? Because I wouldn't have had any idea how big it was if I hadn't put something into the scene. So these point lights, we're going to turn them off. What happens when we turn them off? You see, okay, now we're going to create new camera. We'll copy the perspective view. See something. My environment is still on, so what I have to do is turn this off. Draw a dome, scene only. Now what happens when we turn these point lights on? See, now we have something going on here. Now we have... that's awesome. I'm glad you liked the keyboard. I'm glad you... And thanks for the comment on it. I just... I don't know if, if it really does any good having it here. And so it's nice when somebody says, oh, it's nice to see you typing. Then it makes me feel like it's worth having it here. So that's very cool. So now we could take our spotlight and turn it on, and the spotlight's going to tell me exactly. All right, so we go now through the spotlight, and you see the spotlight's thinking we're way... Let's go back. Let's go to this mode, and let's zoom in on him a little bit. So we're close, so we don't have... so we're not... Let's add a little bit of drama here. So back to the camera view, and now let's see what this looks like in Iray. Probably going to make his eyes dark. Okay, so now the spotlight is way too strong. But now I can turn it down, and it may not illuminate what's behind. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the point lights in with the cube, so that if I move the poof back and expand it, then everything gets expanded with it. So the point lights get moved with it. So I'm not sure that the point lights are exactly where we want it. So now let's take this this spotlight and bring that down some. And let's warm it up a little bit. And I don't think it's quite in the center. Let's go front and then go down. Okay, he's the one that's not in the center. I don't know why he's not in the center, because I haven't moved him. But let's take him and move him. Well, let's take a look at this now. Let's go to our camera. No, he is in the center, so it's the spotlight that's not in the center. The camera's right dead on almost. Okay, the spotlight now. Spotlight is not quite there. Spotlight. Okay. Now from our camera view, let's save this. So now we can take this cube. Yeah, well, that's the way I made him. I made him to be to look nice, to be handsome, and that's what you're supposed to do here, really, in this program. So I'm going to make the poof bigger, so it looks like an atmosphere behind him, like a lot of. But we got to move it down. Oh, not that way. Edit, undo. Okay, I'm going to lock the camera so I don't keep moving it around by accident. So we're going to go Object, Lock the camera. And let's see now. We're going to take this cube again in the background, and we're going to scale that up some more so that we have and then we bring this cube down, which would be Y translate. Oop, not that much. See, now all the lights are galactical. Yeah, it is kind of like that. It seems like this is a little bit. Now, the green light. Where is our green light? The green light doesn't seem to have any. Yeah, see, if I bring these lights up just a little bit more, they're going to have a nice effect. Let's go 5. And let's take our red light and put a 5 in here. See, that's our orange light. Let's make this yellow. And put that's looks bright enough, but the red one, the blue one, we can give the blue a little bit more. Like 9.5, and we can give the red one a little bit more. 9.5. And now let's find a pose for him. Save this. We can hide our spotlight, so we don't need to have it right in our way. Okay, so we're going to find a pose for him. Let's find some. You've just gave me an idea. Let's put some. Let's put some kind of like future clothes on him, like so he's like a future traveler. I think we'll put him in his pose first. So we'll pose him. So we're looking for some kind of pose. Poses, standing. By function, standing. We want to select this, and then we go poses. By function, standing. Where's standing? So we want something kind of victorious or something. Poses. What about this? There. I think that looks pretty good. So now let's find him some kind of future clothes. He's touching his belly. So maybe he just ate an alien or something and he's like saying that was good. Let's see what we've got here. We got wizard clothes. We can make him a wizard. Let's find some clothes for him. Some future clothes. He's going to be just stepping off of future tech wear. Okay, wardrobe. Let's see this. Let's try this on him. Well, that was the full gear. We could undo this. Edit, undo. Undo. And we'll put the full suit on him. Then we have to take off his boxers. Okay. So we have now I can't really tell what he's doing exactly, so but let's take and unfreeze our camera now. Edit, object. Lock, unlock. Well, the thing is that yes, it's you're very right to point out the whole size thing. Generally what you want to do is you want to put the figure into the scene, and most humans are human size, so it doesn't really, but sometimes you have little people world, okay, where the people are very tiny and their faces they don't have the same human proportion. They kind of look like little people, like almost like little children kind of people. And everything is small. Sometimes you have humans that are small as a little like, fairy or a sprite or leprechauns and dwarves and things like that. Not everything is human size, okay? And so you can resize him, but there's a way to resize him so that, and I don't understand this a lot, but you don't want to just resize him so he's smaller. You want to resize him so he looks like a little people, like that, so that it's like that his fingers are kind of fat, and things like that. Sometimes you want to resize, and so there are built-in, they're called morphs, that you just slide a dial and then he resizes to some kind of small shape and everything. So what I want to do is kind of go up like this so that he's looking at the camera. Okay. And then what we do is we like this, and we look for mech. How do you MECH. Mech. Okay, I guess that we got to turn this off. All right. Robot. Okay, and let's put this little robot in the scene. Parameters. Well, you can't see him, so we got to put some kind of other light here. Okay. And we go now to our spotlight. See, this is, it's like I think I've got intensity. I think I have to, beam exponent. Opacity scale. Okay, we're not getting any shadow type. Spread angle. Okay, there. I don't think if I add any more of these, it's going to do any good. Now it's like lighting one thing up on him. Like his hand, it's like bouncing off of something else. It's just not lighting him. Okay, so let's try putting a distant light in. Okay, now let's go back to our camera view. Darn. Oh, no wonder why. Okay. We want the camera. I had the wrong thing selected. We want to go back to our Genesis 8 male. Okay, and bring our camera here. So our mech guy is here in the background. Okay. Bring him over. Okay, and so now we take and go back to our spotlight and select the mech guy. look through the spotlight. That's what we have to do. Now we select the mech guy. Now we should be able to get some light on this guy. Spotlight. Okay. Spotlight. And what do we have for spotlight? Spotlight. Okay, let's see what this does. Okay, let's look at our display. Futuristic frat boy. Well, it could be, I guess. Yeah. He's just an out-of-work actor in a B-rate sci-fi flick. All right, let's make the spotlight kind of reddish, like Danger Will Robinson. And let's make the spotlight a little bit less now. Let's put some ground in here. Save like they're on a planet. So let's find ground. Ground. Let's see what we have. Prop. That looks like big terrain. Yeah. Now our ground is like way up overhead. We don't want that, so we gotta go here to texture shaded and move our ground down. Y, translate the ground. Y, translate. X, translate. Y. Z. Y. Okay, let's see what we have here. Let's see if the ground actually does something in the scene or adds to the scene in some way. Yeah, well, we're working on it here. So this druid ground, I don't know what I did, but it doesn't seem to have any grass on it or anything. And this guy, our robot doesn't appear to be on the ground, so we got to bring him down. Whoop. Like this. Okay, now since I moved, what happened was I moved the, now I think this robot has got to be a little taller. He's got to be imposing. And then we need another spotlight because I took and stole my spotlight from we're going to zoom out a little bit. We get to see his hairy legs. He's got hair coming right through his... He doesn't need a hairy chest if he's going to... have all those clothes on. Okay. Now let's go back to our camera and let's give this spotlight a little bit of energy. That's a little too much. And we'll warm it up a little bit. Okay. Now, let's see what this looks like when we render it a little bit. So we go into render settings and we go to 2000 and let's go a little wider, like this, 16 by 9. Let's put the robot over here. Okay, now let's put him with the light. That's our cube. Genesis 8 male with his spotlight. And then let's put the robot with his spotlight. This distant light, let's turn that off for now. And let's, robot spotlight can come up a little more now. Just a tiny bit, like 5. And then let's take this robot and move him over a little bit. Rotate him. Now let's where's our Genesis? Where's our cube? It's our green light. Okay, the green light. Okay, let's move. Okay, we're going to get rid of the hair, his hair, okay, because he doesn't need it. So we have arm hair, chest hair, leg hair. We'll keep the vellus hair. Vellus hair is like little fine hair on your face, like fuzz. And vellus hair, nose, mouth, ears, cheeks, vellus hair. Okay. Don't really need it, but it does kind of add a little bit to the realism. And so the green light, what if we just turn off these other lights? The point light, this one, and this one. It's a, yeah. There we go. So this all started out with this smoke thing that I made in that program. Now I think he could be moved a little bit more this way. So that they're kind of like, where's our robot? Let's set up our golden ratio here. It's here somewhere, show thirds guide. And so we can take and do something with these thirds. Okay, where is this? Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's set him up to be in the thirds and set him up, our robot, to be in the thirds as well. And let's make our poof a little smaller so it doesn't kind of over encroach scale. So let's go 22. 20. And Y translate. So now we have to create some kind of story around him. That he always travels with his trusty companion who watches his back. And let's put some grass here, maybe something. I don't know. Maybe it looks better with a kind of barren like that. Let's see what it looks like in a render. The little bits of I do too. That's why I put them on him, the little bits of fur. And they work out well when he doesn't have clothes on, but when he does have clothes on, they go right through his clothes. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for hanging out, Arc Fury, and for hanging out here and keeping me company for this. I really appreciate it. Your new name is cool. Your other persona, Dragon Mane. I love that name. So awesome. So you take care. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I will see you again when you have some time to spare. Yes, you take care. The poof, I will. It's gonna work, I think. So maybe what I'll do is copy the poof, and I'll give the other guy a poof too, but his will be red. So we'll see. So all right, you take care, and I will talk with you again in the next time we meet up. You take good care of yourself, all right? Goodbye. Lots of love to you, Arc Fury. Yes, that is going to be... just wait until you see that tomorrow, because that is going... There's some pretty steamy stuff in that one. You wait till you see, you're just going to say, oh, my God. Yeah, it's tomorrow. I'm giving you guys what you want. It's what you like. It's what you want. And I'm going to do it. And it just happened to come into the scene like that. And I thought, This is what my fans want. So you wait. I'll be there in the morning. I'll be there in the morning for the premiere. So you take care. Lots of love, Arc Fury. And I will see you again soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. So now we have 2 of these. So we're going to move one of them back here. Cube 2. We'll move this back. And we'll move this one way back. Like, how far back can we go? Hopefully in behind our guy here. He needs a poof too. And, but his is going to be red. Thanks for the hearts. You're awesome. You're awesome, Arc. You are awesome, Archie. You have a good day. Study hard. Stay smart. Get smarter. Very nice. So he's got a poof, but it's too small. His poof is too small, so we got to scale that up. So how do we do this? It just might be too far behind him. I'm not sure. I'll take a look at that, but let's see how big that is now. Let's see how big this is. Well, it's just disappeared altogether. I don't know why. What I did, but okay. I'm going to lock the camera again. Create, edit, object, lock. Lock the camera. Okay, now we're going to go to perspective mode and see what happened to our other poof. Cube. Okay, it looks like it's there with him, but it's not. It might be up too far in front of him. It is. And let's move it up a little bit. My new processor, I wouldn't be able to do this without this new processor. Move this around in Iray, forget it. But when with the new processor, I can kind of move around a little bit. Okay, so now we know that the poof is too far behind him. And we're going to rotate the poof so that the light is coming from the other angle, 180 degrees. So let's see, 180. Okay. And then let's look at it from the front, see what size it is. Well, we just got to move around to the front. I cannot believe how smooth that moves in Iray with these gigantic volumes in here. This is like, wow. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now let's go to 5 and make this poof big. To 9. And we got to move it down. Okay. Now let's go back to our camera view and see if I don't see a poof there. So, oh, and his poof is gone too. What the heck? What did I do? Something's really wrong here. Let's take a look at this. Okay. I think, okay, when I turn the big one off, his comes back. You see, so they're not, they are not compatible with each other. Okay? So that's just the way it is. Two of these together, they don't like each other. And you turn it on, and it's gone. So we have to put something else behind him. And I don't know what it's going to be. We'll put some kind of magic thing behind him. Let's see. Something different. We're going to look for magic. Magic. Something that isn't a VDB. That's just like kind of an image that glows kind of thing. Let's see what we have here. Magic. We have a lot of magic. Look at this. Prop. So we have to select the robot. The robot. Okay, this kind of works. Where is this? Where did it go, though? Is it where? Druid's ground. No, robot. It's somewhere in his body. Ice shards. Y rotate. Okay, we got to go into... This is something I think we'll be able to see. Control L. Y rotate. And X translate. Let's turn our robot. We've got our camera view a little more towards us like this. And then we'll take our ice shards. X translate. Y translate. Okay, and now we have to go here and find some kind of texture for them. So we'll explore the product and look for materials for our ice shards. Now we have to make sure that this is compatible, because it may be that our thing disappeared again. Let's see. They may not be compatible with each other. No, it looks like they are compatible. So we have to click on surface. Oh, there are no surfaces. So ice shards, there are, I bet you. Inner shards, at least ice shards. Now we got some surfaces. Let's find our ice shards. Where are they? Where are the ice shards? Here we go. Ice shards lighted, blue ice. Whoa. They're really lit. Glossy. We can go with red. No, base color. Well, that didn't work. Let's try the glossy color. That didn't work. Emission color, red. Okay. And where's the luminance. Let's bring it down to 20. Let's bring it down to 2. No, how about if we do it with cutout opacity? We just make them kind of disappear a little bit. Nope. That doesn't work. There's probably on and off. Yep. Some things just have an on and off. They don't have varying degrees of how about if we move them back? This never works for me. Z. Okay, ice shard's lighted, ice shard is white. Let's try this with different stuff. And the ice shards doesn't have much ice blue. Lighted. Okay, the ice shards aren't working. That's too bad. Magic. What do we got? Some water. We've got to keep ourselves hydrated. Hydration. Okay, what's this? Fireball. Okay. What if we take this I was thinking more of light along the lines of putting it behind him and making it, but it seems as though when I put something light in behind him, it does what's called background effect, or I can't remember what it's called, backlighting scale, where it suddenly it lights, he becomes dark, and I don't think the camera is having that kind of effect on him, but I'm not sure. It could be a backlighting effect, which makes him look dark in front of it. But I can always light him up a little bit more with. I could have used the shards and just lit him up more, put the shards way behind him. We'll see. I don't know why we're not getting any Iray. Here we go. I don't see his feet through there. I don't think I brought it back there far enough. Okay, let's look at it from the top. Top view. Let's see. Definitely not far enough to be with our robot. There's our robot there. Let's scale this. Scale it. Maybe big. Now let's look at it from perspective view, and that's like definitely over his head. From the camera, and Y translate. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Okay, we'll go here. We're going to move this down more. And this appears to have something kind of here that I like. Create, I wonder if I can do something with this with the robot and make the robot disappear for a moment. Select this runic circle, edit, object, geometry. Okay, we're going to save this. Yes, save this again. Edit, object, geometry, dynamic surface. Okay, and then we go into our dForce companion. Turn that off and this off. Then we go to our simulation settings, initialized, off, simulate. Can we get that rune circle to fall on the ground? I just like it to kind of go bloop and plat itself down on the ground, and I don't think it's going to do it. I really, really, really don't. I don't think so. I didn't see it do anything. Oh. I think I did the cube. I don't think I did the rune circle. Edit. Let's try this again. Edit, object, simulate. Okay, let's cancel that. Where's the runic circle? Smoke. Position sphere. Edit, undo, translate. Clear that. Okay. Well, that didn't work. So what we do, we start a different plan then. We go here to our ground. And we go to our perspective view. And we zoom in on the runic circle. Like this. And up. And then we select our ground here. Druid ground. We go to tool settings. Mesh grabber. Of course. And we grab some of this ground and we grab the fall off radius and make it large. Let's see if we can see this in, okay. Make it a little larger. I can't see what I'm doing. You'd think when I bring it up high enough it would go right through the ground. No, it's not large enough. Okay, let's reset that. Okay, let's go here. Ground. See how that's working now. Make this a little smaller now so we can do the edges. Okay, this is working. You know, my art, some of my art pieces are just absolutely breathtakingly amazing, and some of them are just like horrible. And you know, I just never know which art piece is going to be like that, you know. And I just, something inside me says this isn't going to be breathtaking amazing. This is going to be like, okay, maybe. Possibly, sorta, kinda. But that's what's cool about it, is experimentation. I think if I bring these up just enough that they're, yes, I mean, that's pretty darn close. So I'll have to lift up the, yeah, that's just about there. And I don't see any poke through on the runes. So we go back to our camera, get out of Mesh Grabber, save this. That's what you do. You move the ground up to your figure. And then we turn our robot back on. And since I moved the ground, I'm going to have to move the robot up till he starts to, till he's standing on the ground. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, I think I'm going to brighten him up a little bit with the camera. And camera, with the, not the camera, the spotlight. When it gives me back my scene, here's spotlight. Spotlight. Lumens 9. Okay. Now what I think we need is, instead of a black sky, like black, I think like planets and stuff, you know. And he looks too white, so let's, I mean, his face just looks pale. Now I have that other set of cubes in here. I don't think I got rid of it. Or maybe I did. Yeah, I think I deleted the other set of cubes. Okay, so we're going to go now, delete these point lights because I'm not using them anymore. And we decided to stick with the green one. And let's go now to his, I just want to warm him up a little bit. Spotlight here. Just warm up the temperature a little more on him. Yeah. So it looks like this is kind of part of this. Now let's go and look into our, this looks like a steampunk kind of thing. Now we go into our environment. And we go none, and then we go to our scene, we go to our environment tab, and now we go to our scene. We're going to go dome and scene, dome on, and now we're going to look for an HDRI that's going to work with this. Browse HDRI all, and we go here to, that's my YouTube folder, that's not HDRI all. For my previews for my Flock of Angels channel here, okay, HDRI JPEG. There we go. My male romance YouTube channel. Okay. Now we are looking for some kind of funky. Now this could, something like this could work. So neon on. Let's do this. Copy. And let's search for that here. And want the HDR. And what do we have? Okay, that's too bright. 1. Is it 3? No, that's brighter. 0.2. Okay. Well, you can't see that at all now. Let's go 9. Oh, I don't know. This is going to be like the kind of thing like now anything I do just doesn't work kind of thing. So it's just, I don't know that the scene is just like unworkable kind of thing, but maybe. We got nebulae. Let's see this, try some of this red nebulous. Let's see what that does. V. I don't see any. Okay, maybe that's because, okay. All right, here it is. Okay, red neb. Planets. Here it is. This is like a 16K. All right, let's go here with let's rotate this dome a little bit. Well, there's the sun. Let's go to filament mode. And in filament mode, we can take and look at, now you see this goes across, and it's converting that HDRI into a file that filament can display. And so filament will display your HDRI, so you can move it around a little bit like this and get the orientation you're looking for. X, Y. Okay. Now let's take a look in this in Iray. Iray. We got some Iray. Iray. Okay, I'm thinking now that this green just sticks out and now it should be red. Okay, because it's just not working anymore. Okay. And let's take our cube and move it over a little bit. And I can't move the ground, because if I do, we're going to throw that all off in there. So what I need to do is put a spotlight on the ground back there and make it red. Because this is distracting this little ground area. So spotlight 3. Spotlight. Move it up. Out. Okay, let's go out like this. Like this. Like this. Let's go out a little bit like this. Let's just light this whole area up here. Well, let's kind of go like this, so we don't shine it on him so much. Okay, back to the camera. Back to Iray. Let's pick a red light. Color. Red. And let's brighten this up a little bit with a couple of 9s. That is starting to work. Gives a little bit of depth here to our scene. Okay. And we need some mountains. We go to our mountains. Okay, I know what we'll use for mountains. We will use, well, I have mountains, some mountains here. Let's see. If we just got a prop, it's like presto, and there's instant mountains. Or do we have to make our own mountains? I think we'll make our own mountains. Prop mountains. We don't want snow-covered mountains. And these are images. We don't want an image. We want a prop. See what this does. Okay, we just got to move it down a little bit. We don't want to rotate it. Edit. We want to just translate it. Got some water poking through here. Let's try that. Instant mountains. There it is. Now, okay, see, now this, okay, environment tint, this is what we want, is we want to tint this environment a little bit. With some red. But Do we want it that red or maybe a little bit more in the orange? I'm wondering if this third thing is really the best idea, or if I should just kind of move him over a little bit, like here. They're just a little bit too. Even move him ahead a little bit. Make him right. Put him right in the foreground. He's our character. So you can see his feet. And rotate him so he's looking at us. Okay, let's see what this looks like. All right, I'm liking this, except this is all like too clear in here. So what we need is another VDB, and I don't know if our scene will let us use another one here. So we'll see. Can we use two VDBs in this scene? So this looks too clear. It just there needs to be some atmosphere here. Okay, so we take and go here to our, where am I? What am I doing? I'm becoming despondent. It's 11 o'clock. I got a dentist appointment tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 8th indeed. We are looking for VDB. And that would be right here. Props. This one. Okay, did you see what that just did to our scene? It just made it a little bit kind of foggy, hazy. Let me see now. Where is this VDB? And my other VDB didn't disappear, so... But I think I'd like to move it out a little more and over a little more. So we cover him a little bit too. So we're looking through more fog. The closer you make it, the denser the fog. I just thought of something, but this might work. Let's move my... Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's try... Okay, all products. We're going to try just a fog layer, like a massive cube of fog, which is right here. Props, dense fog, plain room. Let's see, dense fog. It's kind of weird, but I don't think the fog is working outside of this cube. Now if I get rid of this cube, let's see, turn that off and everything's going to get foggy. Well, maybe not. Dense fog. Edit, undo. Where's our dense fog? Container, let's see, materials. Okay, and we're going to go tint it red. And we want the strength to be 500. Make it real strong. So there's our fog cube. Okay, we had to make it so darn strong. That's kind of small. I don't know if that's worth 15 bucks. Let's see, scale at 500. Let's see. Is there a scale here? Scale at 500. 900%. Whoa. That's some dense fog. Let's see now. Let's bring the fog down to 50 strength. Surfaces. 50, 10. Okay, how about 0.002? Well, it's not working. Viewport opacity. That's not what we're looking for. Let's see. Go back to 50. We're looking for this one here. Density multiplier. 10. Now this, I should be able to turn this back on, this cube, and see if it still works. Yeah, that still works, and so does our fog. So let's go back now to this fog. Turn up the density a little more to 40. To 60. Okay, now, see, they don't look like they're so darned, you know, pristine. It looks like there's an atmosphere here. We could even go to 70 or 90, 100 density. Humans have learned to breathe on this planet. Okay, so this is kind of nice. I think this softens it up just enough. You know, why do post work when you can make your picture? You know, a lot of people talk about post work. It's like taking it into a photo program and adding layers of filters over top of the picture and fixing it. I hate post work. Not because I'm a purist, not because I don't think post work has its place, but I render an image like 10,000 by 10,000, and some images I render like for, say, a bedspread. And so the bedspread is like, it's longer than it is wide, you know, kind of thing, or it's like wider than it is long. It's not square, okay? Sometimes, like, I render things for a bath towel. And so if I was going to render this for an up poster, I might put them both beside each other, like standing right next to each other, and then have it really, really tall. And or I might just even just have one of them on it. And so I have multiple renders, and so that means going into Photoshop and running all those filters on it again and putting the scratches and putting all these other kind of things into the image for that particular render. So the thing is that I want to make sure that when I render it out of here, that it's pretty much where I want it to be. And That's and so that if I do have any post work, it's not like, oh yeah, I've got to take and fix the poke through here, and I have to take and now put this filter on, and then run that filter, and then invert the filters and invert the image, and then I've got to put some raindrops on it and all that. If I'm going to do that stuff, I'm going to put that right in the image and not in the it's not going to be in the and so that if there's any post work, it's going to be very minor, like my little signature down in the corner kind of thing. And I'm not against post work, and people do massive stuff with post work. But once you've done it, it's like, okay, you're stuck with that format. You're stuck with that size. And right now, supposing that I wanted to just switch this and have it square, so all of a sudden have it to be a square image, well, then I'd have all this dead space up top here. And what am I going to do with it? So I might as well make the robot a little taller and and then I've got to go back into Photoshop and redo all of that post work. So for that, somebody says, well, I need your image on, on a button, little buttons that we're going to wear, at the parade or something. And suddenly, it's like these two guys won't fit on a button because there's not enough up here and down there to make them fit. And all you're going to get on the button is a piece of red sky in the center, or one or the other kind of thing. And so I have to then take and reset the render settings, render this at, so that its height is maybe taller than its width. And then I've got to go back and redo the poke through and this and fix this and run another, run something, do the leveling. And no, it's just, I want to have it done and I don't necessarily have to use tone mapping to do it, but if I have to, I'll use tone mapping. I'll put a little bit of vignetting here, and let's put some vignetting here. Well, that's a lot. I like 13 is usually good for vignetting. Oops, there's the news. But I think that's a little too much. So let's just go to like 7. Let's see what that does. Yeah, that darkens the corners just a little bit. Just a tiny, tiny bit. So, okay. So we save this. And I think this is ready to render now. I think this right here, this is too bright. I'd like to just bring it down a little bit. So we go to the volume display. Where are the volume display? I think that's this. No, that's not that. That's this, the circle. And that would be the smoke position. We're not, okay, the runic circle. Yes, well, my appointment isn't until 1:30 in the afternoon. So I won't go. I will go. I'll probably be. I'm very tired right now. So as soon as I hit the sack, and I have to get up at 8 o'clock for a premiere as well. 8:45. So for a premiere, I'll get up for my premiere. Then I'll go back to. I'll set my alarm, go back to sleep, and wake up at around 9:10. Hop on the bus and go to my my dentist appointment and smile and say, hello, I am all teeth to you today. Hello, my teeth. I need you to fix my teeth. All right. That might not have been funny at all. I don't know. So we're going to go to this runic circle. Here, emission color, luminance. Let's bring this down to 50 and see what happens. Yeah, see, I don't think that needs to be that bright. It's just, so let's go even to 30. and see what we have. There we go. It's not sticking right out now. And now my spotlight on my guy. Since there's so much fog with him, we can turn this spotlight up a tiny bit more. There we go. So he just stands out a bit more. And since we have a fog on our robot, we have a point light on that as well. So let's go to our robot. But thank you, Angus, for your concern. Because there's nothing worse than sitting at the dentist's office and falling asleep. So you wake up and it's like, what happened to my teeth? They're all gone. It's like, well, you tried to bite the dentist's hand and he just pulled all your teeth out. Said, that's never going to happen again. You will never bite me again. Because they know I'm a biter. They know. I told them right from the beginning I'm a biter. You know, I bite people. I do it by accident. I don't do it on purpose, but my mouth just goes and bites. And so they know. He just knows he's got this reflex thing. I already bit him once, so. But it was just a little bite. A little teeny tiny bite. So. Yeah. So I think we've got this image here. Now, my guy, it looks like he's cross-eyed. So you always have to be careful with their pose. Okay? It looks like one of his eyes are looking like way in. It probably isn't, but that's the way it looks to me. And you have to fix their eyes. And if you don't, then you're going to get it all rendered and say, what happened here? Why is his eye look so weird? See, that eye just doesn't look right. Now I could do this by turning this eye a little bit that way, but this eye has just got to come this way a little bit. So he doesn't look. Now we go to the camera. Now he doesn't look like he's looking at us. So we click on him. We rotate him towards us. So he doesn't look stupid. All right, here we go. There. You see, you have to notice things about your figure. You have to fix them. Now, how about if we give this guy a goatee? Let's see what this looks like. And a mustache. Well, the goatee looks good, but let's do the mustache too. We got handlebar mustache. Let's go with just thick mustache. Let's look at this up close, but perspective view. And trim mustache. That's a little bit too much mustache. Wide and thick. Okay, let's go back to the camera view. There we go. That looks nice. Now what we need is a staff in his hand. He needs to have a big long staff, like he's magical. Okay. He's a mage. Staff. Okay, where's our wizard stick? Well, that would be right in his face. Okay, let's turn this a cube so we can't click on it. Now let's rotate his hand. Twist. Twist. Okay, that works, but we just gotta grip his fingers around here. So let's go to the perspective view. Let's go take a look at his fingers. Okay, let's take a look at this a little bit more now. Twist. And bend. Twist. Okay, let's move this here. Okay, now we're going to go and open up Power Pose, which is Window, Panes, Power Pose. And we're going to throw that over here for now. And now we're going to go to the hands. And this is his left hand. Which one is this? Edit, undo. Yep. From the camera view. Now what we're going to do is we're going to parent this to him. So we're going to take our, where's our staff? It might already be parented to him. I don't think it is. There's our wizard stick. Drop it right on him. Now when we bend. No, that didn't work. Edit, undo. We have to parent to his hand, I think. This would be his left hand. Let's try this. Wizard stick. Left hand. Now when we take his arm here and bring it up, yes, it moves with him. Okay, so we go now here to our we're in our camera view. Let's see what this looks like. So we have something here. I don't think it matters what magic we just used here. Edit, undo. Okay, we're going to minimize this. Okay, select nothing. We just want it in the scene. Spell ribbons. there's a ton of little pieces here. So we may not want to, mess with this too much. Why won't you move up? Okay, where's the other part? Okay, this is the one. Okay, I'm not sure why it won't let me resize this up, but all we get is an itty bitty little thing here. We'll put this over here then. Okay, back to the scene. Parameters. Spell ribbons. X rotate. And Y rotate. We don't want to rotate that way. Z rotate. This way. All right. What are we doing? Let's put rotate on. Camera. Let's see what this looks like. Well, it looks like it's got some promise. Let's see. So we take the spell ribbon. Okay. Go to here and scale it a little bit. So it's a little smaller. Z, Y, X, scale it some more, Y, translate, save this so we don't lose our work here. Now, I don't think he'd be looking at us if he was casting a spell. His whole body seems stiff. Okay. And then this scene is getting gigantic. Okay. Spider. Okay, we need a pose for this spider. 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 Okay. Scale. Parameters. Scale it down a little bit. Okay, what did I do with our spell ribbon? Scale it. Okay. Let's see what this does. And we can robot. I wonder if this is robot is Genesis 8. Products. Well, we will find out when we try to put a pose on it. Poses. I don't see any kind of poses by function. Scene. Okay, let's turn this off. Go out here. Filter content and see if we can just try a pose on him and see if it'll work. Be probably Genesis 8. By function standing. Combat. Let's try it. Oh, this is Gia. I don't know if... Well, it did something. At least it doesn't look like he's just standing there. Edit, undo. It's only 4 poses there. Brute. They all seem to be kind of the same horrible pose that doesn't seem to be working. Combat. What is this? What's this robot's name? Okay, let's look up robot and see if we can find what he is. That would be here in files, robot. Let's find you, robot. Robot. Where are you? This is you. Robot D, explore product, props, called Dominator Robot. It's Iray, but okay, wet rep and right hand. Well, edit undo. Let's put a weapon in his hand. So parameters. Why is there only spin? Here we go. Got some kind of gun. There's only spin. But that seems to be working. Let's see what we have here. Okay, this is this magic circle. Just don't want him to be like totally. Nothing has twist, it's just all bend. Abdomen upper. Okay, his hand has got to be in a fist. Power pose. Be his right hand. Okay. So I think that's pretty much gonna do it for this scene. It's about as much as now this little fire thing here, scene, this fire tendril, fire. I don't know why this is so. Okay. Screwed up. Fire surfaces. Let's see, what do we have here? Refraction color. Okay, the problem with the fire here is that this fire, damn. Okay, so we go to here to smart content. And because the fire is not Iray, it's 3 to light, so 3, and this takes us to here, and we go to there, utilities, open this. Okay, could you come back? All right, my phone has just decided that I'm going to watch the news, whether if I like it or not. There we go. All right, default utilities. Here we go. Now we're going to go clear all, clear, up, scan the scene. Okay, select none, and we're looking for something that says fire, fire. Okay, find matches, and apply the presets. Accept. Now we have the fire, and that is now emission color, red, and let's give it a little bit of brightness here. And then the fire is going to actually look like fire, I think. Some lumens. Well, it's not quite what I was looking for, but Okay, I guess that's okay. So let's find an expression for his face. He just looks like he's like posing for something in like a magazine or something, like GQ magazine. He's got to have like an expression, like he's going kind of thing. Expression. Let's click on him and see what we get for expressions. Let's try this. It's more like right now he's got the bless you my child kind of expression. We got to have something a little more aggressive. Yeah, that kind of looks like he's screaming now. All right, let's give this a render. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, save this. Let's do a quick render. I'll go into render settings, maximum samples, maximum time, render quality off, save this again, and let's hit render. See what we've got. We're going to let this render for a while. thought there was a little man's face in there, but apparently not. It's like all robot. Looked like it's some bearded guy with a couple of eyes and inside there, but it's not. Okay, so I think this his feet look fine here. Let's see, the robot's feet look fine because they're hidden. And his hand doesn't look so closed up on itself, or I can't really tell exactly, but I don't think his fingers are going through anything. This looks okay. Thinking we should possibly just leave well enough alone with this. Alright, so what I'm going to do is cancel this and we'll set it up to render very large. And I guess that's going to do it for me. So this is started out with our EmberGen, and we brought this poof into here, and I had some nice time with Arc Fury tonight in the beginning, and I'm sure Angus is still hanging around. We got 3 likes tonight. Thank you very much, people. So we're going to set this to 10,000 with our constrained proportions on it. We'll set our other, no, that's 1,000, 10,000, add another 0, and 10,000 by 5,000, 625. Save this again. So the next time I hit render, it's gonna render this. Now you see this one other little thing here. This spider's arm is going right through that, and I'm thinking that may not be the best thing. So if we just bend that arm a little out of the way, like there, then we don't have that little problem. And it looks like he's kind of missing the spider altogether, but if I put it any lower, then it's going to look like it's kind of going right through the spider, and I'm not sure that that's going to work. It's not a kind of thing like a light where it gets impeded when you put it through something solid. It just goes right through, and I could possibly shorten this so that it doesn't look like it's going right through him. There's other things I could do with this, but I think this is okay. For that one moment, he brought it up above the spider and it's going past him, and you can still see this other attack going through there. I'm not sure that I really like this pose on his face. Let's try another one. It just looks a little bit too aggressive. I wanted more teeth, actually, and I'm not getting the teeth. Not convinced. Let's see. I've got Merlin here. Poses. This looks like let's see what happens when we just give him a different pose for his head. Expressions. I don't think it worked. Perspective view. Let's see. No, your face is stuck that way now. something's really wrong. He got like a totally wrong expression here. Something went really bad with that expression. Let's see if we got a 0 expression thing here. Yeah, 0. See if that works. That worked. Okay, now let's see about some of these other expressions. Here we go. This is more what I wanted. Well, let's see. I don't think this is going to work on him. No, it's not for 8.1. Angus, you have a good night. A very good night. And I will see you. We will chat again tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with me. And you take care. Have a lovely sleep. So this looks a little better. We can see some teeth, okay? Let's bring his head up a little more so we can see his teeth a little better. Neck. Bend. Okay. Bend. Let's see if this looks a little better. I wanted to get a little bit of teeth in this, and I didn't see much teeth in the other one. Looked like downright horrified. Let's get up close and see again what this looks like. Okay, we got some teeth here and eyes. You gonna let me touch the eye? Okay, up, down. See, I don't think this is working right. I guess it kinda is, but it looks like I dragged his whole eyelid out. Left eye. What happened? happens if we try to get the eyeball? It doesn't look very pretty anymore. Okay, I guess that works. Camera. All right, we're just going to leave this here. Let's point his finger. Perspective. Save this. Okay. I'm not sure what this is going to look like here. Not sure why I can't resize this. Tips. This is what? Which pane is this? It's like these got surfaces. It's not supposed to be here. Let's open this up now. Well, it'll fix itself when I open it back up. It doesn't save the... Luckily, it doesn't save the previous state. I think it's, I think this is a bug. Okay, so it's saved. Let's click render, and that's going to do it for me. Well, I'm going to take a look at this, but thank you for watching. I hope Angus is sleeping tight. And I will see you again in the next tutorial, Daz Studio tutorial. I hope you learned some things here, passed on some things. It'd be nice if we had some Daz people in here who knew stuff, who could teach me stuff while this is going on, but some days we do. Some days we have some good Daz people in here. So, all right, have a lovely evening. if you are watching this after the fact, thank you for taking the time and watching this through. This has been 3 hours and 16 minutes. Take care, and I will see you again soon. This is RexRed saying so long. Please like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and leave comments in the comment section of this video if you have any questions, anything you'd like to have me cover in a future video. I think I will be going back and doing more work in EmberGen. I think we'll be doing a lot of work in EmberGen. So I really like EmberGen a lot, and you can go on EmberGen's website. You can download it and use the free trial. It works 100% for 14 days. After that, it's like $20 a month to use it, or you can pay for a yearly thing, or you can pay for a lifetime thing, and you just have to pay for like updates. I guess you can own it forever after you paid it for 18 months, and then you own it forever. It never turns off, and if you pay like $150 a year or something, they'll update you to the latest version. So, and there is going to be a lot of fun updates. EmberGen, they're not even near done, and it would be really nice to be able to bring EmberGen into Daz Studio, or vice versa, be able to just instantly import stuff. I think I'd rather work in Daz Studio and be able to plug EmberGen into Daz, or just be able to fully import EmberGen. Iray isn't there yet, okay? I don't believe Iray can deal with the kind of colored VDBs, animated VDBs. It's just I don't know. Maybe it's there, but they're not implemented enough, or there's a lot of other extenuating circumstances involved that I don't understand. So, all right, take care and have a good day, evening, morning, night, whatever's going on in your part of the world. This is RexRed signing out for 3DTV. Take care, and I will see you again soon. Alrighty, we got some polka to sing us out on this one. Thanks a lot. Alrighty, bye-bye.